You must become the kind of individual who naturally draws opportunities, wealth, and fulfillment into their life. It begins with understanding this fundamental principle. Success is attracted by the person you become, not just the things you desire. The very first thing you must recognize is that success is born from a deep, burning desire. This desire is the driving force behind everything that you do. Without a strong and clear desire, you will find it difficult to summon the energy and determination required to achieve anything significant. But when you are passionate about a goal, when your desire is so intense that it becomes a part of your very being, you are already halfway to success. Desire is the fuel that propels you forward, even in the face of adversity. Without it, your efforts will be like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly through life. It is not enough to have a vague desire or a fleeting wish. You must be specific about what you want and be unwavering in your commitment to attaining it. The clearer your vision, the more precise your actions will be. And here is the secret. When you define your goal with such clarity that it becomes a part of you, your mind will begin to work in alignment with it. You will start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, and you will take actions that others would never dare. Your desire must become a compelling force that shapes your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions every day. But desire alone is not enough. You must also develop a profound belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. Belief is the foundation upon which all success is built. You cannot expect to achieve greatness if you doubt your ability to do so. Faith in yourself is not something that comes easily to most people, especially when the road ahead seems uncertain or filled with challenges. But without belief in your own potential, you will never take the actions necessary to bring your dreams into reality. Developing this faith is not a matter of wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is about programming your mind to believe in your own ability to succeed. You must feed your subconscious with thoughts of confidence and success, and remember, the most powerful tool for doing this is repetition. By repeating positive affirmations and visualizing your success every single day, you are training your mind to align with your goal. Over time, this belief will become so ingrained in your subconscious that it will be impossible for you to doubt yourself. In addition to belief, you must also recognize the extraordinary power of your thoughts. Every idea, every invention, and every accomplishment in human history began with a single thought. Your mind is a fertile ground for the seeds of success, but it must be properly cultivated. You must feed your mind with knowledge, ideas, and inspiration that will help you grow. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, and seek out knowledge that broadens your understanding of the world and your potential. At the same time, you must understand that knowledge alone is not enough. It is specialized knowledge, the kind that pertains directly to your goal, that will set you apart from others. It is important to continually expand your understanding of your chosen field, but it is even more crucial to apply that knowledge in practical ways. Knowledge is a tool, but without action, it is useless. The more competent you become in your area of expertise, the more valuable you will be and the greater your chances of success. But knowledge and desire, while important, must be accompanied by action. The most successful people are those who take action, imperfect action at times, but action nonetheless. You must be willing to act on your goals even when you do not have all the answers, even when you are uncertain of the outcome. The act of moving forward, taking that first step, is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. There is no magic formula for success. There is only the willingness to take consistent action in the direction of your dream. It is not enough to simply act, though. Your actions must be deliberate and organized. You must have a plan, one that guides you toward your goals step by step. This plan may not always be perfect, and it may need to be adjusted along the way, but it gives you direction. It is easy to become distracted or lose focus without a plan. And success requires a certain level of focus that only comes with clear intentions and deliberate steps. When you have a roadmap for your success, you are able to stay on course, even when the path becomes difficult. In every moment, you must choose to persist. There will be times when the road is hard and the results are not immediate. There will be setbacks, failures, and obstacles that will try to discourage you. But the person who attracts success is the person who refuses to give up. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door to greatness. Those who achieve success are not those who never fail, but those who keep moving forward no matter how many times they fall. It is important to remember that success is not defined by how many victories you achieve, but by how many times you rise after falling. Every failure, every mistake is simply a lesson that brings you closer to your ultimate goal. The more you persist, the more you learn, and the closer you get to attracting the success you desire. Those who stop after the first failure are never able to realize their full potential. But those who persist, who keep pushing forward, will eventually arrive at the destination they have worked so hard to reach. There is one more element of success that cannot be overlooked: the power of association. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and the people you choose to surround yourself with have a direct influence on your success. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to grow, and who encourage you from reaching your potential. Success is not a solitary pursuit. It is often the result of collaboration, mentorship, and shared efforts. By surrounding yourself with people who share your values and vision, you create an environment that nurtures growth, success, and achievement. The more you immerse yourself in positive, growth-oriented relationships, the more you will be propelled toward your own success. Ultimately, the person who attracts success is not defined by external circumstances, but by the internal qualities they cultivate. Success is not about luck or circumstance. It is about becoming the person who is worthy of it. The power to attract success lies within you, waiting to be unlocked by developing a clear desire, cultivating unshakable belief in yourself, taking consistent action, learning from failure, and surrounding yourself with the right people. You will become the kind of person who naturally attracts the success you desire. Success starts with a deep, burning desire, an intense inner fire that fuels every action you take and shapes your journey toward your goals. This desire is not a passing wish or a fleeting thought. It is a powerful, consuming force that pulls you toward your ambitions with unwavering intensity. Without this desire, there is no lasting motivation. Without it, you will find yourself easily distracted, sidetracked, or overwhelmed when faced with the inevitable challenges that life throws at you. But with a strong, clear desire, you become unstoppable. When your desire is clear, it provides a focused direction for all your efforts. It gives your mind and actions a purpose. Without a clear target, any action you take may feel aimless or misguided. Think of a ship without a rudder, drifting across the vast ocean without direction. Desire is the rudder that steers you toward your destination. It aligns your thoughts, decisions, and actions, directing them in one specific direction: the fulfillment of your goal. Clarity in what you want is essential because it allows you to channel your energy into a defined purpose. A burning desire also requires intensity. It must stir your heart and soul, keeping you engaged even when the going gets tough. This intensity is what keeps you up when you would rather rest, what pushes you to take that extra step when exhaustion threatens to stop you. It ignites your passion, giving you the strength to endure through difficult times. If your desire is weak or half-hearted, it will be easy to surrender to discouragement or to abandon your goals when faced with challenges. But when the desire burns intensely, when it courses through your being with the energy of a relentless storm, you will find yourself capable of achieving things you never thought possible. The specificity of your desire is just as important. It's not enough to say, "I want to be successful." Success, like any meaningful goal, must be defined clearly. Success can take many forms: financial wealth, personal growth, professional accomplishments, or relationships. What does success look like for you? What is the specific outcome you are striving for? A general desire lacks the focus necessary to propel you forward. But when you pinpoint exactly what you want and craft a vision around that, every step you take will be guided by that vision. Specificity makes your goal tangible, something you can visualize and pursue with all your might. This deep and burning desire also creates the mental focus that you need to overcome adversity. Along the journey toward any meaningful achievement, you will face challenges that seem insurmountable. Setbacks will appear, and obstacles will try to stand in your way. But when your desire is strong, you view these obstacles as mere stepping stones. A strong desire does not allow you to be swayed by temporary discomfort or disappointment. Instead, it sharpens your focus and strengthens your resolve. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to grow and refine your approach. The stronger your desire, the clearer your vision becomes, and the more resilient you become in the face of adversity. A burning desire also creates the commitment necessary for long-term success. Success is rarely immediate. It is a long road paved with patience, perseverance, and effort. When your desire is deep and unwavering, you remain committed to your goal even when progress seems slow. You don't give up because you understand that the journey is part of the process. You recognize that the rewards are worth the effort. It is this commitment, fueled by your desire, that will carry you through the ups and downs of life. With it, you will find the strength to keep going, to press on when others might quit, and to reach the level of success you have set out to achieve. In short, desire is the spark that ignites the fire of success. Without it, there is no purpose, no drive, no forward movement. But with a deep, clear, and intense desire, you create the mental, emotional, and physical fuel required to take consistent action, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward. The power of desire is transformative, and when harnessed properly, it will guide you toward the success you envision. To achieve success, developing unwavering faith in your own abilities is not just important, it is absolutely essential. Belief in yourself is the very foundation upon which all success is built. Without this belief, no matter how hard you work, how clear your goals are, or how much effort you put in, you will always encounter limitations. Doubt and uncertainty will creep in, and without a strong belief in your own potential, you will eventually. Success does not belong to those who simply wish for it. It belongs to those who firmly believe in their power to bring it to life. Belief in yourself is not the same as blind optimism or wishful thinking. It's not about hoping for the best while neglecting to take action. Instead, it's about programming your mind to confidently and consistently recognize that you have the capability to overcome any obstacle and to create the life you want. This belief isn't about assuming that everything will always go perfectly or that success will come easily. Rather, it's a mindset that says, no matter what comes my way, I can handle it. I have what it takes to succeed. To believe in yourself means to have the conviction that your abilities, talents, and strengths are more than enough to achieve your goals. It's about cultivating the inner confidence that you have the capacity to solve problems, navigate setbacks, and ultimately reach your desired destination. This belief acts as a form of mental strength that helps you persevere through the toughest challenges. Faith in yourself works like a mental blueprint. The more you believe in your ability to succeed, the more this belief is reflected in your actions, decisions, and outcomes. Confidence feeds motivation, and motivation fuels consistent action. When you believe in your potential, you make bolder decisions, take risks, and pursue opportunities that others may shy away from. You act decisively, knowing that you have the ability to adjust, learn, and grow along the way. Belief is also the antidote to fear and self-doubt. All of us encounter fear at some point. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But when you have a strong belief in yourself, these fears no longer control you. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze you, you recognize it as a normal part of the process, something that can be managed and overcome. With belief in yourself, you see fear as a challenge, not an obstacle. This belief allows you to act despite fear and to keep moving forward with courage. Faith in yourself can be built over time. It's not something that necessarily comes naturally to everyone, especially if you've faced setbacks or encountered criticism in the past. But belief is a habit, and like any habit, it can be strengthened through consistent practice. The key is to focus on your strengths, to remind yourself of past successes, and to affirm your ability to achieve your dreams. Regularly engage in positive self-talk, replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones, and visualize your success vividly and often. The more you reinforce your belief in yourself, the stronger it becomes. and the more naturally you will act with confidence. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for external validation or approval. You understand that your worth is not determined by others, but by the conviction you hold about your own abilities. This internal belief gives you the courage to step up, take risks, and pursue your goals without hesitation. You trust that no matter what happens, you will find a way to make it work. It is this self-assurance that propels you forward, even when others doubt you or when the path is uncertain. Faith is not just an internal force. It becomes visible in everything you do. People can sense the confidence you carry. When you walk into a room with the firm belief that you have the skills, knowledge, and strength to succeed, others are more likely to believe in you too. Your belief becomes contagious, inspiring those around you and drawing opportunities toward you. In essence, your belief in yourself creates a magnetic force that attracts success. Ultimately, belief in yourself is the compass that guides you through the ups and downs of your journey. It is the foundation upon which all other traits of success are built. It fuels your desire, shapes your decisions, and drives your actions. With belief in yourself, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You become unstoppable, capable of turning dreams into reality, regardless of the challenges that lie ahead. Success is not a random stroke of luck, nor is it solely dependent on general knowledge. It requires a deeper, more targeted kind of knowledge, specialized knowledge that directly aligns with your goals. General knowledge provides a basic understanding of the world, but it is specialized knowledge that allows you to become an expert in a specific area. It is this specialized expertise that will elevate you above the competition, making you stand out in your field and giving you a distinct edge in achieving your goals. The value of specialized knowledge cannot be overstated. In today's world, the marketplace is flooded with individuals who possess a general understanding of various subjects. While general knowledge is certainly useful, it is the individuals who have honed their skills in a particular area that are able to set themselves apart. When you focus on becoming highly skilled and knowledgeable in a specific area, you become an indispensable asset in that field. People seek out expertise, and your specialized knowledge allows you to fill a unique role that others cannot. This focus on specialization is what differentiates the achievers from the average. It's not enough to be well-rounded or knowledgeable about many things. The real path to success lies in becoming the go-to person in a particular domain. Whether it's in business, technology, medicine, arts, or any other field, there is always a demand for individuals who possess a deeper understanding of their craft. Being able to provide value in a specific area means you become more relevant and sought after, which naturally attracts success. Specialized knowledge goes beyond mere theory. It's about acquiring practical, actionable knowledge that can be applied to solve real-world problems. It's the ability to take what you know and use it effectively to create tangible results. For instance, a surgeon doesn't just know the theory behind the human body. They have specialized training that allows them to perform surgeries with precision and skill. Similarly, an entrepreneur might understand general business concepts, but the most successful entrepreneurs are those who deeply understand the unique needs of their industry and market. They can leverage that specialized knowledge to innovate, create solutions, and lead effectively. The more directly your specialized knowledge applies to the area you want to succeed in, the more valuable and effective you become. To gain this specialized knowledge, you must commit to continuous learning. The pursuit of expertise is a lifelong process, one that requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to invest time and energy. Whether it's through formal education, on-the-job experience, or self-study, you must immerse yourself in your chosen area of specialization. This process involves not just gaining knowledge, but also refining your skills through practice. You must seek out opportunities to apply your knowledge in real situations and use each experience to learn and grow. By doing so, you continually sharpen your expertise and deepen your understanding, making yourself more competent and more capable. In the process of specializing, it's essential to avoid complacency. While becoming an expert in your field is crucial, remaining an expert requires ongoing effort. The world is constantly changing and industries evolve as new information, technologies, and methods emerge. To remain valuable and relevant, you must stay up to date with the latest trends and advancements in your area of expertise. This commitment to lifelong learning ensures that your specialized knowledge doesn't become outdated, allowing you to maintain your competitive edge and continue attracting opportunities. The power of specialized knowledge is that it allows you to make a significant impact. When you know your craft inside and out, you are not only more efficient and effective, but also more confident in your ability to solve problems and create solutions. Your expertise gives you the confidence to take bold action, knowing that you have the skills to back up your decisions. This confidence becomes contagious. Others recognize your competence, trust your abilities, and are more likely to offer opportunities for collaboration or advancement. When specialized knowledge is applied correctly, it doesn't just lead to personal growth, it also opens doors for professional success. Specialized knowledge makes you indispensable, and the more you demonstrate your expertise, the more you are likely to attract success. It becomes a key differentiator that sets you apart in a crowded marketplace, making you the person others turn to for guidance, innovation, and leadership. Ultimately, success is not about knowing everything, but knowing enough in one particular area to provide extraordinary value. It's about developing a deep, specialized understanding of your chosen field and continually improving that knowledge and skill. As you become more proficient and recognized for your expertise, you will naturally attract opportunities and success. This specialized knowledge, when put into practice, becomes the defining factor that enables you to stand out, make a meaningful impact, and ultimately achieve the success you desire. Desire and knowledge are fundamental building blocks of success, but without action, they are mere dreams. Desire fuels your ambition, and knowledge equips you with the tools and understanding you need, but it is action that transforms these abstract concepts into tangible results. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the vehicle that propels you forward, turning your vision into a reality. Without consistent, deliberate action, nothing will change. The journey towards success is not paved with just thoughts and intentions. It is built on the foundation of continuous effort. You must be willing to take that first step, even when the path ahead is unclear or uncertain. No matter how much desire you have or how much knowledge you acquire, if you don't take action, you will remain stuck in place watching as others move forward and achieve what you only dream about. The most successful individuals are not necessarily the smartest, nor are they the most knowledgeable, but they are the ones who take action, even when they don't have all the answers. Action is where the rubber meets the road. It's easy to talk about your goals, to have ideas about what you want to achieve, but those ideas will remain just that, ideas. Unless you start acting on them, the act of moving forward, however imperfectly, is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only wish for them. It's in the doing, not the dreaming, that true success is found. You must understand that waiting for the perfect time or for everything to be aligned perfectly is often just an excuse to procrastinate. The ideal conditions rarely exist, and waiting for them can lead to perpetual stagnation. Instead, success comes from acting despite uncertainty, from moving forward with imperfect information and adjusting your course along the way. Taking imperfect action doesn't mean you should be reckless or impulsive, but rather that you embrace progress over perfection. Perfection can paralyze you, leaving you trapped in a cycle of overthinking and hesitation. Instead of waiting until everything is perfect, take action with the knowledge you have and refine your approach as you go. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Each action is a learning experience, and with every effort, you grow and gain insights that guide your next move. It's important to remember that action doesn't always lead to immediate success. In fact, you will face setbacks, failures, and obstacles along the way. These challenges are a natural part of the process, and they are opportunities for growth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone toward it. When you take action, you learn what works and what doesn't. Each failure brings with it valuable lessons that can be used to adjust your strategy, refine your methods, and improve your results. The key is not to be discouraged by failure, but to see it as an essential part of the process. Success is not the absence of failure, but the ability to keep moving forward despite it. Inaction, on the other hand, leads to stagnation. Without action, you stay where you are, mired in uncertainty and fear. The more you delay taking action, the harder it becomes to start. Momentum is a powerful force. Once you take that first step, even if it's small, you create momentum that propels you forward. Each subsequent action builds on the one before it, creating a snowball effect that accelerates progress toward your goal. The act of moving forward, even if the steps are small, is often the thing that generates the motivation to keep going. Remember that action isn't just about physical movement, it's also about taking responsibility and ownership of your life and decisions. It's about proactively creating opportunities, seeking solutions, and doing whatever is necessary to move toward your dreams. The most successful people are those who take control of their own destiny, who don't wait for opportunities to fall into their laps, but create them through their actions. While desire and knowledge may be the starting points, action is the force that pushes you through the inevitable obstacles and setbacks. The world doesn't reward passive spectators. It rewards those who take consistent, deliberate action. Every successful person you admire has taken action, often in the face of doubt, fear, or uncertainty. They've moved forward despite the unknown, taking one step after another and learning as they went. This is what makes them achievers, not just dreamers. To build momentum and keep progressing, take action every day, no matter how small the step. It doesn't matter if you don't have it all figured out. What matters is that you begin. Success comes from persistently putting in the work day after day, consistently taking steps toward your goal, no matter how challenging it may seem. With each action, you are not just moving closer to your goal, but also building the habits, skills, and resilience that will ensure long-term success. In the end, action is the key that unlocks the door to success. Desire and knowledge may light the way, but action is what moves you through the door. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action toward your dreams. Remember, no progress, no success without action. The journey to success is rarely a straight path. It is often winding, filled with obstacles, setbacks, and most importantly, failures. These challenges are not signs of defeat, but rather natural parts of the process that everyone who has achieved something significant must face. Success does not belong to those who sail through life without a scratch. It belongs to those who persevere even when the road becomes rocky and difficult. The key to overcoming adversity is persistence. Persistence is the force that keeps you moving forward when everything around you suggests you should quit. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, when you encounter failure after failure, or when success seems impossibly far away. Yet it is those who persist in the face of adversity who ultimately triumph. It is not about avoiding challenges. It is about continuing to move forward, regardless of the obstacles that arise. Persistence is the ability to keep your eyes on the goal, to maintain your focus, and to keep pushing forward no matter how many times you fall. Failure is not something to fear or avoid. It is something to learn from. Everyone, no matter how successful they appear, has faced failure at some point. Failure is not the end. It is simply feedback. It tells you what didn't work and offers an opportunity to reassess, learn, and improve. The successful individuals are those who don't see failure as a permanent roadblock, but as a temporary setback that can be overcome. They view each failure as a lesson, as an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more prepared for future challenges. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up lies in their ability to rise after every fall. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's easy to become discouraged after a failure. But true success is not about avoiding falls. It's about having the strength and determination to get back up each time. Persistence allows you to bounce back after each setback with renewed energy and a better understanding of how to approach the situation. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who are willing to get up and try again no matter how many times they are knocked down. Resilience is an essential part of persistence. Resilience is the ability to remain strong in the face of adversity, to adapt to change, and to keep going when it feels like giving up is the easiest option. When challenges arise, resilient individuals don't break under pressure. They bend, adapt, and learn how to move forward. This ability to bounce back from adversity is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Every setback or failure is an opportunity to build resilience, to develop the mental and emotional strength necessary to handle future challenges. Consistency is another pillar of persistence. Success does not happen overnight, and there is no single action that guarantees achievement. Instead, it is the consistent, everyday effort that leads to success. The small, incremental actions you take every day may seem insignificant at first, but when compounded over time, they add up to remarkable results. Persistence means showing up every day, putting in the effort, and continuing to take action, even when you don't see immediate results. This consistency is the key to long-term success. It is the persistent individual who day after day continues to work toward their goal who eventually reaches it. When facing adversity, it's essential to remember that setbacks are temporary. They don't define you, nor do they determine your ultimate outcome. The road to success is filled with hardships, but it is those who persist through the hardships who will eventually see their dreams realized. The most successful individuals didn't let the challenges they faced deter them. Instead, they used those challenges as stepping stones toward their ultimate success. They were willing to do whatever it took to learn from their failures and to continue moving forward with determination and persistence. Patience is the bridge that connects desire to achievement. It is the unwavering commitment to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult and the end is not in sight. Success requires persistence because without it, setbacks become permanent roadblocks and dreams remain just that, dreams. Persistence is the secret ingredient that turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements. It is the refusal to quit when things get tough, and the determination to rise again after every failure. In the face of adversity, persistence allows you to keep your eyes fixed on the prize, to maintain belief in your vision, and to continue pursuing your goals despite the challenges you encounter. Every obstacle you overcome, every failure you bounce back from, strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to success. The path may not always be easy, but it is through persistence that success is ultimately attained. Keep going, no matter how many setbacks or challenges you face. With persistence, you will rise above it all and achieve the success you've worked so hard for. Success is rarely, if ever, achieved in isolation. While personal effort, perseverance, and determination are critical components of success, the people you surround yourself with can play a pivotal role in determining whether you succeed or not. The environment you create around yourself through the relationships you nurture is just as important as the work you put in. The right people can inspire, challenge, and support you, while the wrong ones can hinder your growth and slow your progress. The power of surrounding yourself with the right people cannot be overstated. It can elevate you, challenge you to rise higher, and create an environment that fosters both personal and professional success. The individuals you associate with, both personally and professionally, shape your mindset and attitude. Success is in many ways a reflection of the energy, ideas, and beliefs you absorb from those around you. When you surround yourself with positive, ambitious, and supportive individuals, you adopt a similar mindset. You begin to think bigger, aim higher, and take more decisive action toward your goals. These people don't just support you, they challenge you to become better, to push beyond your limits, and to believe in your potential, even when you have doubts. They hold you accountable, encourage your growth, and provide a sense of direction when you feel lost or uncertain. Conversely, surrounding yourself with individuals who are negative, disinterested, or unsupportive can have a detrimental effect on your success. People who doubt your abilities or hold limiting beliefs can inadvertently transfer those same doubts onto you. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity or criticism, it becomes harder to maintain the belief in yourself that is essential for success. Negative influences drain your energy, diminish your confidence, and make it difficult to stay focused on your goals. The wrong people can act like anchors, pulling you down and preventing you from reaching your full potential. That's why it's vital to choose your associations carefully. It's not enough to just surround yourself with people who make you feel comfortable or who you've always known. Your circle should consist of individuals who elevate you, who inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Look for those who are driven, who have a growth-oriented mindset, and who are passionate about their own success. These are the people who will motivate you to keep going when you encounter setbacks, and who will offer invaluable advice when you need it most. They will challenge your thinking, expand your vision, and push you to become more than you thought possible. One of the key aspects of surrounding yourself with the right people is finding individuals who have qualities that complement your own. It's important to be around people who have strengths that you might lack, people who can offer insights or skills that you don't possess. A successful network isn't just about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. It's about creating a balanced group of people who bring different perspectives, experiences, and strengths to the table. This diversity enriches your environment, broadens your horizons, and exposes you to new ideas and opportunities that you might not have considered on your own. Your success is also influenced by the energy and enthusiasm of those around you. When you are surrounded by people who are passionate, driven, and excited about their own goals, that energy is contagious. It lifts you up and creates a sense of momentum that drives you forward. A positive and energetic environment makes work feel less like a chore and more like a shared mission where everyone is contributing toward mutual success. Being around individuals who are genuinely excited about growth and achievement gives you the inspiration to keep pushing toward your own goals. Mentors and role models are another essential part of the equation. These are people who have achieved the kind of success you aspire to and who can offer guidance, support, and wisdom. Having mentors is invaluable because they provide you with a roadmap for success, helping you avoid common pitfalls and navigate the complexities of your own journey. Their experience and insight can be the key to accelerating your own growth and achievement. Similarly, peer groups who are working towards similar goals can offer a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose, which can keep you motivated and focused. The people you associate with can also open doors to new opportunities. When you surround yourself with individuals who are ambitious, successful, and well-connected, you position yourself in a network where opportunities are more likely to present themselves. The right people can introduce you to key players in your industry, recommend you for job opportunities, or provide access to resources that can propel you forward. Your network becomes a powerful tool for achieving success, one that extends beyond just the people you know personally, but to the collective power of those in your extended circle. Ultimately, your success is greatly influenced by the mindset, attitudes, and energy of the people you spend the most time with. The right people will challenge, inspire, and motivate you to reach for higher goals and to develop the resilience needed to achieve them. They will encourage you to think bigger, act bolder, and persist longer. On the other hand, toxic or unsupportive individuals can hinder your progress and undermine your self-belief. Therefore, it's crucial to be intentional about the relationships you cultivate. Surround yourself with those who push you to grow, who bring positivity and opportunity into your life, and who believe in your potential as much as you do. You may feel as though you've taken that first step, but I want to ask you something. Are you really moving, or are you just going through the motions? The reality is, sometimes we think we're making progress, but in truth, we're only taking half measures. We take one step forward, and then we stop. We hold back, afraid to push through that discomfort, afraid to truly commit to the journey. But let me tell you something. Success isn't about taking one step and then waiting. Success is about continuous, relentless movement. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone over and over again. It's about taking imperfect action when the world tells you to wait for perfection. The question you have to ask yourself isn't, am I moving? But rather, am I moving with purpose? When you take action with purpose, everything changes. You don't just do things for the sake of doing them. You act because you have a clear vision. You act because you're building towards something greater than yourself. The moment you start moving with purpose is the moment you realize that every small action, every decision, every effort adds up. No task is insignificant. Everything you do, no matter how small, contributes to your bigger picture. So here's the challenge. Don't just move because you have to. Move because you want to. Move because there is something inside of you that is unstoppable. There is a fire in you, a desire to do more, be more, become more. But if you don't move with purpose, if you don't connect every action to your bigger vision, you'll burn out. You'll feel like you're treading water, putting in effort with little to show for it. When you have purpose, you understand that action is about growth. It's about learning. It's about becoming the person you need to be in order to reach your goals. Every day you evolve. Every action, no matter how small, is part of your transformation. Now let's talk about something that often holds people back, self-doubt. We all have it. We all face it. It doesn't matter how experienced, skilled, or successful we are, there will always be moments when we question ourselves. Am I good enough? Can I really do this? What if I fail? But here's the truth. Self-doubt doesn't disappear when you achieve success. In fact, the more you move toward your goals, the more self-doubt might show up. But that's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. It's a sign that you're challenging yourself to grow. The key is not to let self-doubt stop you from taking action. It's to acknowledge it, embrace it, and keep moving anyway. Remember, self-doubt is normal. What matters is how you respond to it. The moment you acknowledge that fear and doubt will always be there is the moment you become unstoppable. You start seeing them as part of the process, not as obstacles. You begin to understand that it's not about having all the answers. It's about taking the next step, even when you don't know exactly what's ahead. And here's where it gets even more powerful. When you push through that self-doubt, when you keep going, even when you feel uncertain, you begin to build confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you create through action. Every time you face fear, every time you do something that scares you, you build confidence. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe that no matter what happens, you can handle it. But let's be real for a second. Taking action is hard. It's not easy. It's not always smooth. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be days when things don't go as planned. You'll stumble, you'll fall, but guess what? That's okay. In fact, that's where the real magic happens. You see, there's something powerful about continuing to show up even when it's tough. There's a certain kind of strength that comes from pushing through the resistance, from working through the discomfort, from facing your fears head on. When you keep going, even when things are tough, you're not just building your dreams, you're building yourself. And that brings us to a crucial point. You're not just working toward a goal, you're working toward becoming the person who can achieve that goal. The action you take isn't just about the destination, it's about who you become in the process. You're not just building a business, a career, or a lifestyle. You're building you. Think about the person you want to be 5 years from now. How do you see them? What are they doing? What have they achieved? Now ask yourself this. Who do you need to become to reach that vision? What kind of person takes those steps, makes those decisions, and pushes through when things get tough? The answer is simple. The person you're becoming is the one who takes action today. It's the person who chooses to show up day after day, even when the path isn't clear, even when the road is hard. The person you're becoming is the one who doesn't let fear dictate their choices. The person you're becoming is the one who takes action no matter what. You've heard it before, just take action. It's become a cliche, something people say when they see you stuck in hesitation, overthinking, or feeling paralyzed by fear. But here's the truth. Action is not something you can just feel like doing. If it were that easy, everyone would be moving forward, crushing their goals. But that's not the reality we live in. In fact, we often freeze, we hesitate, we doubt ourselves, and we waste time waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect signal to show up and tell us it's okay to move. But here's the question you should be asking yourself right now. Why do we hesitate in the first place? Why do we let fear and uncertainty hold us back? What's stopping you from taking action right now? Think about it. What are you afraid of? What's so intimidating about taking that first step? If we're honest with ourselves, it's the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of doing the wrong thing and facing the judgment of others. But here's the kicker. If you don't take action, you'll never move forward. If you let fear control you, you'll stay in the same place, trapped in the same cycle, day after day, and nothing will change. So what happens if we let that fear win? What happens if we stay stuck, waiting for the right moment? Here's the painful truth. Nothing. Nothing will change. You'll look back years from now and you'll wonder, what if? What if I had pushed through? What if I had just started? What if I had chosen to take that first step, even when it was hard, even when I didn't feel ready? That's the cost of inaction. The cost is your potential. The cost is your future. The cost is time that you can never get back. The moments you let slip away because you're waiting for the perfect conditions are moments that will never return. But here's the secret. Those perfect conditions are a myth. They don't exist. If you keep waiting for them, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the conditions will never be perfect. You'll never feel completely prepared. There will always be doubts. There will always be uncertainty. And guess what? That's okay. That's part of the journey. You don't need to be fully ready. You just need to make the decision to move forward. Because once you do, once you take that first step, everything changes. You don't need to wait for everything to line up perfectly. You just need to start. And once you start, something incredible happens. Momentum. Momentum is what turns that tiny, uncertain step into a powerful force. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small. You might not even notice it. But as you keep moving, as you keep acting, it picks up speed. It grows. It becomes unstoppable. And you're the one driving that momentum. You're the one taking action. Every time you push through that fear, every time you make that decision to move, you create momentum. And soon that small, hesitant step becomes the foundation for something much bigger. Here's the thing about action. It doesn't require perfection. It requires courage. It requires the willingness to start, even when you don't have everything figured out. And with each step you take, you learn more. You adapt, you grow. Because honestly, there's no such thing as a perfect plan. The perfect plan is the one you execute, not the one you keep thinking about. You might be asking yourself right now, what's my why? Why am I taking action in the first place? Well, let's dig into that. Without a strong sense of purpose, action can feel hollow. It can feel like you're just going through the motions, doing things without really understanding why. That's why your why is so crucial. It's your reason for getting up every day. It's the thing that pulls you out of bed when you don't feel like it, the thing that keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. Your why is what gives every action you take meaning. When things get difficult, when you feel like quitting, your why is what keeps you going. It's the thing that turns small, everyday actions into a mission. If your purpose is clear, you'll find the energy, the motivation, and the resilience to keep pushing even when things get hard. But here's the other thing. Action isn't just about motivation. Motivation is fickle. Some days you'll feel on fire, ready to conquer the world, but there will also be days when you don't feel like doing anything at all. And that's when discipline becomes your best friend. Discipline is what gets you through those days. Motivation will come and go, but discipline, the ability to show up and do the work regardless of how you feel, is what will push you forward. The more disciplined you become, the more action you take, and the more action you take, the more you build momentum. Small steps done consistently over time lead to massive change. And what starts as an effort to build discipline soon becomes second nature. You'll look back one day and realize you've built habits, habits that will carry you toward your goals, even on the days when you don't feel like it. And here's where it gets even more real. Taking action isn't always easy. Life will throw curveballs. You'll face setbacks. You'll make mistakes. You'll fail. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. And here's the key. Resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after failure. It's the strength to keep moving even when things don't go as planned. Failure isn't something to fear. It's something to learn from. Every failure, every mistake is an opportunity to grow. The more resilient you become, the more capable you are of handling challenges. You'll start to see failure not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone on your path to success. So when you face failure, and you will, don't let it define you. Don't let it stop you. Use it as fuel to move forward, because every time you get back up, every time you push through, you're building the resilience that will take you to new heights. And let's talk about fear for a second. Fear is always going to be there. It doesn't disappear when you wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't vanish when you have more experience or more knowledge. Fear is just a part of being human. But here's the thing. Fear doesn't have to control you. In fact, fear is often a sign that you're doing something right. Fear shows up when you're stepping outside your comfort zone. Fear shows up when you're on the verge of growth. So here's the real challenge. Don't wait for fear to disappear. Don't wait for that perfect moment when you feel completely confident. Take action now. Move forward anyway, because the more you face your fear, the less power it has over you. Fear is just a feeling, it's not a fact. And the only way to conquer it is to act in spite of it. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: action. Nothing will happen if you don't act. You can think about your goals, plan for your future, and dream of success all day long, but until you take action, it's just noise. So stop waiting, stop making excuses, stop putting it off. The time is now. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. Now, let's talk about something that will help you stay grounded during this journey: surrounding yourself with the right people. We often underestimate the power of community. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or drag you down. They can either inspire you to take action or hold you back. So, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who push you to be better? Are they people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself? Are they people who challenge you, who hold you accountable, who encourage you to keep going? If the answer is no, it's time to reassess your circle. The right people are the ones who see your potential, who encourage you to take action, and who aren't afraid to push you when you need it. They don't just cheer you on from the sidelines. They're right there with you in the trenches, helping you move forward. The power of a supportive community is undeniable. When you surround yourself with the right people, they help you stay focused. They help you keep going when you feel like quitting. And when you fall, they're there to pick you up and remind you that you can keep going. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. No one else can take action for you. No one else can make decisions for you. The power is in your hands. You are the one who gets to decide whether or not you'll move forward, whether or not you'll take action. And the moment you realize that, everything shifts. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep waiting? Are you going to keep hesitating? Or are you going to make today the day you take that next step? The choice is yours. Because the moment you act, the moment you move, even when you're scared, even when you don't have all the answers, is the moment everything changes. And trust me, once you make that choice, there's no going back. Your life will never be the same. So go ahead, take that step, make it count. Your future is waiting for you. Success is often seen as something that happens when everything aligns perfectly, when the timing is right, and when we feel fully prepared. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect moment to take action can be one of the biggest obstacles to achieving our goals. The idea of perfection holds us back because we think we need to have every piece of the puzzle in place before we can move forward. But in reality, success isn't about waiting for everything to be just right. It's about taking consistent action even when the conditions aren't ideal. Imagine waiting for the perfect moment to start a project, a career, or a new chapter in your life. If you wait until everything feels perfect, you could be waiting forever. The perfect conditions rarely ever come. Life is messy, uncertain, and unpredictable, and there will always be variables you can't control. But what you can control is your ability to take action, regardless of how the situation looks right now. The key to success is to move forward, even when you don't feel completely ready. The smallest step you take can create momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. When you start moving, you create energy that propels you forward. It's like pushing a boulder uphill. At first, it's slow and it takes a lot of effort, but as you keep pushing, the boulder begins to roll more easily. Eventually, momentum takes over, and you no longer need to exert as much energy to keep going. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Even when you don't see immediate results, you are laying the groundwork for future success. Action helps you learn, adapt, and refine your approach. The more you act, the more you grow. Mistakes and setbacks along the way are simply part of the learning process, not signs that you've failed. The truth is, the more you wait for perfect conditions, the longer it will take for you to reach your potential. But by committing to consistent action, even if it's imperfect, you'll build momentum that will eventually lead to progress. So don't wait for everything to be perfect. Start now, take action, and trust that each step you take brings you closer to your goal. When you take action without a clear sense of purpose, it can feel aimless, like you're moving through life without direction. Action that isn't rooted in a deeper why often feels empty or exhausting. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day tasks and routines, doing things because they're expected or because they seem like the next step, but with no real passion or commitment driving you. That's when motivation starts to fade and the journey becomes a struggle. However, when you act with a clear sense of purpose, everything changes. Your why, the reason you're doing what you're doing, becomes the guiding force that gives your actions meaning and power. When your actions are fueled by a clear purpose, even the smallest step you take feels like it's moving you towards something bigger. Every decision becomes part of a greater mission, and even when obstacles arise, you are driven to push through because you know why you're doing it. Purpose is a powerful motivator. It serves as the compass that directs you, especially when the road gets tough. When you have a strong why, it gives you the resilience to keep going when the challenges feel insurmountable. It's the reason you rise early and stay late. It's what pulls you out of bed on the days when you'd rather sleep in. When you don't feel like going the extra mile, your purpose whispers in your ear, reminding you why you started. Without purpose, it's easy to lose focus or give up when things get hard. Challenges are inevitable, and when you're not deeply connected to why you're pursuing your goals, it's tempting to quit. But purpose keeps you grounded. It reignites your passion when it wanes and helps you rediscover your commitment when the journey becomes difficult. A strong sense of purpose also helps you stay focused on what matters. It cuts through distractions, making it easier to prioritize the actions that will bring you closer to your ultimate goal. Purpose-driven action is about more than just getting things done. It's about doing things with intention, with conviction, and with a deeper understanding of how your efforts align with your greater vision. It's about making each action count, not just for the sake of completing a task, but because each step moves you closer to fulfilling something meaningful in your life. So take time to reflect on your why. Once you understand it, everything you do will have more purpose, and no challenge will feel too great to overcome. Self-doubt and fear are emotions everyone faces at some point. They are natural parts of the human experience, especially when you're stepping outside your comfort zone or striving for something important. Whether it's starting a new project, pursuing a big goal, or taking a risk, the fear of failure, the uncertainty of the unknown, and the nagging voice in your head telling you you're not good enough are all too common. But the truth is, these feelings don't have to hold you back. In fact, they can be your greatest teachers. The first thing to understand is that self-doubt and fear don't disappear just because you've achieved a certain level of success or because you've gained experience. They don't vanish when you're ready or when the situation is perfect. They're part of the process. The real question isn't how to eliminate doubt and fear, it's how to keep moving forward in spite of them. Confidence isn't something that's handed to you on a silver platter. It's not something you wait for until you feel completely sure of yourself. Confidence is built through consistent action. It's built by pushing through the moments when you don't feel like it, when you question whether you can succeed, and when fear whispers in your ear. You don't need to wait for all of your doubts to be silenced before you take that first step or make that next move. What you need is the courage to act even when you're uncertain. The more you act, the more you face your fears and push through them, the more your confidence grows. It's a cycle. You act despite your fear, you see that you're capable of handling it, and that belief in yourself strengthens. With each action you take, you reinforce the idea that fear and doubt don't control you. You control how you respond to them. The key is to not let fear dictate your decisions. Fear can either paralyze you or propel you forward. It's up to you. If you allow it to control you, you'll stay stuck, and you'll never move beyond the place where you feel safe. But when you choose to act in the face of fear, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts. You begin to realize that the only way to truly overcome fear is to face it head on. This doesn't mean that the fear will ever go away completely. It's not about waiting for that perfect moment where you feel 100% confident. Instead, it's about learning to move despite the fear, trusting in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Every time you step into the unknown, you learn more about your strength, resilience, and capacity for growth. The more you continue to act in the face of doubt, the more you build your ability to rise above it. Remember, self-doubt isn't a sign that you're not capable. It's simply part of the journey. The greatest growth often happens when you push through uncertainty, proving to yourself that you can do it, even when you're not sure. So take that step, even when you're not fully confident. Trust that through action, you will build the confidence you seek. With every forward movement, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of overcoming whatever challenges lie ahead. Success is rarely a smooth, unbroken path. If you think it's a straight line, you're in for a wake-up call. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and failures along the way. It's inevitable. No matter how carefully you plan or how much you hope for things to go right, life has a way of throwing curveballs. The truth is, how you respond to these challenges will determine whether you stay on track or fall off course, and that response boils down to one powerful quality: resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from adversity, to face failure and rise again. It's not about avoiding setbacks. Those are a given. It's about how you handle them when they come your way. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the number of obstacles they face. It's their ability to keep going in spite of them. Everyone faces challenges, everyone falls down, but resilient people get back up. They don't let failure define them or dictate their next move. They learn from the setback, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward with even more determination. Resilience is crucial because setbacks aren't just a part of the process. They're often the catalyst for growth. Each failure or obstacle teaches you something valuable. It pushes you to adapt, develop new skills, and refine your approach. The key is not to let failure be the end of the road, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. The more resilient you are, the more you grow from these experiences, and the more confident you become in your ability to overcome whatever comes your way in the future. However, resilience doesn't mean you have to go through it alone. Success is not a solo endeavor. One of the most important factors in maintaining resilience is the people you surround yourself with. Having a supportive, motivating community can make all the difference when things get tough. The right people will lift you up when you feel like giving up. They'll remind you of your strengths when you forget them, offer advice when you're unsure, and encourage you when you feel like you've hit a dead end. Community is essential because it helps you stay on track. Sometimes, when you face setbacks, it's easy to feel isolated or like no one understands what you're going through, but a strong support network can provide perspective. They've likely faced similar struggles and can share their experiences, advice, and encouragement. When you're surrounded by people who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself, you're more likely to keep going. In addition, a community of like-minded individuals can hold you accountable. They push you to stay consistent, to keep striving toward your goals, and to show up even when it feels hard. The accountability that comes from being part of a community makes you more committed to taking action and staying on course, especially when times get tough. So, while resilience is about how you handle your own setbacks, community plays a crucial role in helping you navigate the tough times. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire, support, and challenge you can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. In the end, it's the combination of your inner resilience and the strength of your community that will keep you moving forward no matter how difficult the journey may be.